beings of the universe, welcome to now. Reading this great book of Ikigai, and in this, there are beautiful messages on getting into the flow state. So, the best way to enter into the flow state is through doing the things that you love, just to get a hang of it. And do these little experiments with ourselves. What is it that we really enjoy doing, in which we tend to forget the flow, tend to forget about ourselves, about our daily mundane, boring tasks, and also about the fearful states that we are in. So it talks about training the mind can get us to a place of flow more quickly. Meditation is one way to exercise our mental muscles. So this is really nice because many times we deal through life wherein we are confused and there's just too much going on, and we think, what am I supposed to do really? So just start with whatever you can. Don't think of building up the entire house in one day. Building up a house as well takes a lot of time. So start with whatever you can. Take a few bricks and put it on there. And this is a good way to understand because we might just get so much overwhelmed. For example, yesterday when I was cleaning the house and I was thinking it's a lot of work and it's going to take me forever, but the real problem is our own projection of the time that it would take, and we think that it's going to take you forever to clean the house. This is a small example, but for me it's relevant because I had this in my experience yesterday, right? So, but actually you start with it, and one by one you achieve that. It might take you hours, it might take you a lot of time, in fact. But then the important thing is not to rush, because if you are in a rush and you are just doing something to reach to the end of the activity, like for example if you're washing dishes and you just want to get to the end of it, or if you're cleaning up your cupboard and you just want to be at the end of it, that's not the way that this book says. Ikigai says that whatever you're doing, make sure that the end goal is not your main object of interest. Your journey should be interesting. So even it's about the things that you do not like to do, like maybe for example cleaning, or whatever be the task that you think is not so pleasant to do. So you need to start with the observation, and you do need to get into that action zone where you act. And more often than not, the distractions that we have, we do tend to get from the external world, tend to come on and seep in into our day-to-day tasks, and probably that is the reason why you tend to not stay so much focused into the thing that you wanted to do. And many times it might be the lack of a proper goal, because you do not know what you truly want. So looking at others and looking at feeds on your YouTube, looking at your feeds on Instagram and TikTok, you might think this is what I want to do, but you truly do not know. So how do you know what is it exactly that you want and you want to be creative about in your life? Because the fact that we are born here is out of desire. And this was very beautiful thing that I read in some of the some of the great book on Vedanta, that, and also in Nisargadatta Maharaj talks about this, that you were born through your mother, but if not through this mother, you might have been born through some other woman. However, the you, which is actually not the body and which is actually not even the mind, you were born because of the sun and the moon. So without the sun and the moon, you would not have been born. And even before the sun and the moon, it was you, it was your desire to be born. And before you were born, you signed up for this life. So whatever be the troubles and whatever be the situations that you find yourself in, was all laid out, was all planned out, because you signed up for that. So remember this and then act accordingly. Our problem is that we tend to forget what's essential, and we tend to remember the lies of the society, the fear that the society feeds you in. You tend to forget your own divinity. You tend to forget who you actually are. And you tend to start playing small because somebody else is trying to project their fears upon you. And this is essential, that you do not let others' fears get to you, because you are You were born for your own desires. So you were born to manifest your dreams basically. Because this life is actually a dream. And we all live in a dream world. We are creating our own projections. We are creating our own enemies. We are creating our own friends and allies. We are creating our own lovers. We are creating our own haters. And we do this very unconsciously. The moment we get to understand and be more aware and conscious about that, now you see how things turn to change. And also it's not about having that toxic positivity that whenever there is something unpleasant that you feel, you just want to run away from that, and the fact that you are just trying to evade yourself, you know, just trying to run round the corner. That's not true. So that's okay if you feel depressed. That's all right if you feel that the whole house is crumbling down on you. And that's okay if you feel that, oh my god, I just don't have any sort of clarity about what I want. I've just wasted 50% of my life. If you assume that at 60 you will die, so if you're thinking, oh, I've just wasted 50%, now I'm left with another 50, what am I supposed to do? That is not true. Because ideally, as Buddha said, we are born every single day. So the day we were born, that itself was the day when we started to die. Because birth and death is happening simultaneously. Our biggest fear is actually the massive most fear of non existence. Because no matter how terrible your life is, how much troubles and painful moments you might have gone through, or how much anti of you the society is, because you are a self reflective, self aware, self realized person. That's your goal, that's your aim. Because at this point in time, you would not take anything apart from truth. No bullshit of the society, no lies of them, none of their fears, nothing would shake you because you know that all of these games you have played half of your life, which took you nowhere. So you're not going to just bend down to the rules set for you by them. You would rather stay strong and find your own truth. Why? Because you want satisfaction. And the only satisfaction is in the truth, in not bullshitting yourself around, getting silly and pointless distractions. So, what is essential is that you are watchful. I was watching a beautiful documentary on Australian Aboriginals' wisdom, and they call it Dadiri. And that is so beautiful. I just love that concept. And I've always been very much attracted to their wisdom, their music, their didgeridoo. And they say that the sound that the instrument makes, didgeridoo, is because it's actually the deep sound that is the sound of the god calling to your deeper self. And it's really very much meditative. It says that what aboriginal wisdom talks about is that to learn something, they do not speak, they do not ask, they do not have questions like how we have been taught in a modern society. They just watch, they just observe, and they soak into that wisdom, and that's how they learn. And this even Krishnamurti talks about. So there's a lot of match between the wisdom of lots of the masters, from Aborigines to Krishnamurti, Vedanta, and I've read all of these things, and I can correlate. They all talk of the same thing, that you learn anything through awareness, you learn anything through observation, by not bringing your own I, your own ego along the way. So your job is just to get yourself out of your own way so that now you're more free. Your job is to unentangle your own small, tiny little I. That's why the this experiment of inquiry, who am I, is so essential. Say you're feeling pain in your hand or in your toes, or you're having pain in your head, for example, headache, right? So self inquiry does not mean that you are just going to run away and say and declare, no, I'm not having pain. No, you watch that, you see the pain, so you are the awarer of that. You are aware that you are having a pain in your head or in your toes, for example. Now, with this awareness, what happens is that you watch that, and it's not that the pain will disappear, but the fact of observation will bring about a distance between the object, which is actually the pain, and you say that Well, I'm somebody who can still watch that pain. So that pain is not I. But you watch that. And in that observation, you bring about a lot of energy. You bring about a lot of open space within yourself, which has been freed up now from the useless tasks and processes that were using up your energy space. So now you are more available in order to act correctly. Whether you might want to take a medicine for your headache, or you might just want to go take shower so you feel more relaxed, or might just go for a walk or something like that. But what is essential is that you stay as the observer. You watch the risings of the stuffs that actually happens in your mind body machine, because actually we are this mind body machine, and we are going to live in this till the end of our life. So it's essential to understand how this body works. It's essential to understand how does your mind work. And this is the most difficult task, because when you start to watch your mind, you'll feel there are lots of emotional turmoil inside that comes up, and you don't know how. And that those are actually stored into different parts of your body, and that's why you feel uh, you feel contraction in your body parts. You see a 2-year old healthy child, they are so happy and joyous, and they're just bubbling out of that good energy. A healthy child, I'm saying, who's happy. Why is that? Because they are not constricted into their energy space. Their body is healthy and they are happy. They're just, and laughter is your best medicine. You might think, oh, this is not something that I want to believe in, but you are actually the healer of your own thing. You need not go to the doctor. And I'm telling you this because I've experienced this. If you can keep your mental states light, if you can keep your body light, if you're feeling sick, do not overeat. Understand this. Why do we go on eating even though we are not hungry? I've studied this in myself. Even though I'm not hungry, my body doesn't need anything. We just go to the drawer and grab something, some biscuit or cookie, or we make ourselves some nice noodles. And now there's a lot of food for you. Why are you doing that? You're not hungry. Your body knows you're not hungry, but you still end up taking that thing and eating, because you think that you just want to be feeling fulfilled and satisfied, because you think probably there's a lack, and if I eat that food I'm going to feel good. But that doesn't happen, because sooner you start to feel your body feels more heavy than before, and you're not feeling nice anymore. You feel the best and you operate at your best states when your stomach is empty. So control, that's why it's all said in Gita and all of the great books. Control of your senses is very essential, and that's the yogic way of living. And it's not easy because, well, if you're honest with your body and mind, you will not actually do anything against that. But the problem is, we are so much taken away by our own ignorance. So the ignorance actually overpowers uh, your higher intelligence. And how does the higher intelligence comes into picture? Because ideally you want to operate from the highest state of intelligence all the time, but we find ourselves in our normal day that we ourselves operate from a lot of darkness. We know what's best for us, but we do not act in that way. We try to tend and do things of lower nature. For example, you said that you wanted to commit some task to yourself, but you do not live up to it because you think, oh, that's just going to make me face a lot of my failures. And we do not want to face our own failures, wherein we meet ourselves at the point of, I don't know. Because somewhere behind is the fear, what if I do not find the answer? What if I do not understand how to make this thing work? Because right now it's not functional, and I want to make this functional. So to face the fear, we have to dive in. And this is very risky, and we don't want to do that, but this is the only way. The reason that we procrastinate is because of this fear. If there was no fear, we would not procrastinate, because living in the now, you cannot procrastinate. You have got to act when the time is needed to act. You just need to say what needs to be said when the time asks you to do that. Because if you keep on thinking so much into that infinite loop of thoughts, you're going to end up nowhere. Because you will see that your life would pass by and you just lived according to the things that you were told, which were actually not true. None of the thing that you were told was true. And the fact that you thought you had so much chains was all a lie, because you are free. Your eternal free spirit. Just staying with this awareness brings in a lot of energy, a lot of power, a lot of charisma, a lot of charm. And then you can act and be the way how you want to be as a beacon of light. So play to your strengths and just face your own fears, because the enemy is truly not somebody outside, but the enemy lives inside all of us. It is that voice which keeps on telling you that don't do this, don't do that, sleep now, don't try that. What will they think? Oh, you're a fool, you don't know. You are weak, you don't know. You need to challenge all of that by doing the exact opposite. And know that it's not a game of lie wherein you are denying. It's not a living of life by denial. It's actually living the life by courage, wherein you say, no, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm creative, I'm genius, I'm intelligent. I can create anything what I want. Because now you are operating from that higher frequency. And that's all in your power. So stay true to yourself and listen to your spirit, listen to your soul. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.